Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's look is going to be a recreation of this Phoebe Tonkin makeup look. I freaking love Phoebe. If you don't know her, she has been my favorite star since H2O, Just Add Water, like with the mermaids. So I'm showing you the inspiration and what I'm going off of. Personally, I like doing looks that are out of my comfort zone. This is something that like I would yes wear this to the office. So it's also going to be part of my what I'm wearing into the office kind of a situation, but if I'm being completely honest with you guys, like I love doing recreations of what celebrities are wearing because if you ask me like Shivani, what does your makeup look like when you go into the office or when you're in day to day? Y'all, it's literally a variation of like maybe four different looks overall. There's nothing monumental about it. And so I personally just I kind of have to do what works to keep the channel going, to also like fuel my creativity. But essentially what I'm doing right now is I'm going in with the Typology concealer. And I like using this concealer, but I'm going to warn you guys because as I was wearing this look throughout the day, first of all, I haven't used this concealer in such a long time. But the second thing is I forgot how little this product, like how much, like what's the phrase? I'm not able to think of it. I'm sorry, you guys. My health hasn't been the best, but I still wanted to film this, and I did a poll on my Instagram, and a lot of you wanted to see like unhinged Shivani, like raw version of like all my makeup fails and like what's going on in this tutorial because I assure you it's one freaking hot mess. It's not the most cohesive tutorial I've done. It's not the most anything I've done, but anyways, with this particular look that I have going on. I'm using the Typology concealer, and I forgot how just a little goes a long way with this. So as I was wearing it, I was like, ah, frick. I was looking underneath my under eyes, and I was like, crap, crap, crap. Like, I just only needed to use a little bit. And it's so funny because one thing that I don't do, as you guys might have noticed, is I don't color correct under the eyes. And I don't know if it's from like years of just doing eyeliner or whatever, but I think like overall I have those under eye wrinkles, not like the massive ones, but like listen, my under eye is not smooth. So it looks human. And so I have to kind of work with what I've got cuz I don't do Botox. I don't do any of that stuff. This is what I look like in current day IRL. So right now I am underpainting with the contour. And the reason I'm doing this is because in Phoebe's look, it did not look like she had any kind of bronze or contour going on. I had to use the Ita brush. I couldn't find my other brush, you guys. It was bad. But anyways, the Ita brush always helps because, and it's kind of what I was going for with the look anywho, because like I wanted a more sculpted underneath layer of makeup. And so listen, it worked. It was there. It worked. We're good. If I'm being honest, this makeup look could have been done in maybe like I feel like I could have challenged myself and done this look in like the like under 15 minutes or 15 minutes and under. So this is where the unhingedness starts. And by the way, that contour stick was like, I'm trying to show you like her lip shade. It's not really capturing well. But she had like this peachy bronze, like a peachy lip shade. I'm showing you two options here. They're both by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The more short lips velvet is, I think it's a lip velvet. It's in the shade Parchment, and that shade looks good on me. However, I didn't like it for this particular look. It was an exact match to what Phoebe was wearing because she also had a peachy orangey shade. But do you see like when I'm applying this right now, and I did it with absolutely no like lip liner or anything, this color itself looks like I dunked my lips in like an orange like swirl sherbet. Like a it's not even a sorbet, it's like an actual like a orange like sherbet. And I just, guys, it looks so bad. Like, I love warm shades. Don't get me wrong. But this was not it. And for some reason, I was doing my makeup in a different order. Normally, I get my foundation on and then I do my lips, as you guys see. And then I don't know what happened. Again, I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't necessarily doing crap in the way that I normally do it. And I'm still looking back at the inspiration photo. And I keep looking at my mirror because I'm like, oh, like there you see me. I'm like, oh, I kind of like what I'm doing. I kind of like this. You guys, I needed lip liner. And this part, I'm using Urban Decay Conspiracy lip liner. And frankly, I should have lip lined before I velveted because I forgot how freaking pigmented these velvets are. So, do as I say, not as I do in this case. But yeah, this is where I start getting unhinged. And I tried to see if the lip liner would, I don't know, like take out the warmth of it. But if I'm being completely honest, this particular lip velvet, if I use it, I have to like lip line my whole like lips. Like my entire mouth needs to be covered in lip liner. I'm going in with the Typology foundation and spreading that. You guys have seen me do it a million times, so I'm just going to talk right through it. And this time I actually didn't put it on my face because I feared that if I did put it directly on my face, it would be a bit too much, and I didn't want that. So, by the way, the camera is somewhat doing this color justice, and I was moving stuff around and things fell. And again, unhinged, hot mess. I have so much to do. My 3x3 is still a mess from all my Never 3 videos. I was literally going to go ahead and clean it, and then I realized, no. I checked my poll again just to make sure you guys really wanted to see unhinged Shivani, especially in this voiceover, and you guys did, so thank you for that. Thank you for sticking around. And so, anywho, I say that all to say thank you guys for all the support, especially on my last video. I cannot believe the amount of views I got. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And so I'm just sitting here going like, should I have left the lips the way that they were? Yes. Did I? No. So it's very simple in that sense. And that's me like contemplating my life at this point. So also, here's another mistake that I did. I am going to go in directly with my cream blush. I did a lot of mistakes in this part, and I don't know if it's like a mistake, but it was just something that I was trying and testing out. Like, this is something that you can very much expect on this channel is I'll be doing a look, and it's not going to be very, like, for the most part, certain things will be thought out, you know, but it's not going to necessarily be, by the way, Phoebe only had blush, like, literally on her, like, the apples of her cheeks and a little bit concentrated elsewhere, so it's, like, concentrated up and towards her, like that cheekbone thing that we have on our faces. But what I should have done in this case is I had just gone in with my foundation. I should have waited. I should have worked on the eyes, or I should have removed my lipstick and put on ABH Ashton. And by the way, it didn't blend well. The Mario blush didn't blend well with that brush, so I used a flat top brush that I had. And so, again, I was trying to achieve very skin-like results because when you look at the photo from the beginning of the video, it very much, like, she does not really have, it looks like her skin, but better. I also have a Nina Dobrev inspired look that I'm doing, but like I didn't see any hint of bronzer on her. All I saw was blush and a little bit of highlight, and that was that. And so I do have a more eloquent version of it. Now that I'm looking back on it, I might do that again, and it might be the same mundane stuff, but I'm sorry, guys. When I fall in love with the look, I will try to find ways to do it like multiple times. And at this point, I'm going in with ABH Ashton to see if I can fix it. And it's somewhat doing the trick. Again, I wasn't completely satisfied with the way things worked out. It looked fine in photos, so I'm not really complaining much. But, well, I am. But this is also like the perfectionist in me where I'm just sitting there going like, I would really like to get the look as close to reality as possible, but sometimes it's just not possible. It isn't. At least not on the first try. I went, back and forth between if I should or shouldn't fully post this, and I figured with my channel, the way that I wanted to stand out in this YouTube space is to be as raw as and real as I can get when it comes to doing my makeup, and this is a very normal occurrence. So, yeah, and let's wait for next steps. But I do hope to get the Nina Dobrev look up soon at some point. So right now I'm going in with the Dior eyeshadow palette. I think it's the Coral one, or the Warm Sunsets one. But essentially, the reason why I'm going in with that color as a transition color is because in that palette, that particular shade has a little bit of pearlescence in it. And when you're doing a look that has very minimal eyeshadows, or in this case, like I literally use a bronzer for the deep color, y'all. So, there a lot of eyeshadows when they're like matte formulations, depending on how they're milled and I'm going in with the NYX Butter Bronzer for my eyeshadow. And yes, you can use bronzer as eyeshadow. Go for it. Knock yourself out. It can be very chalky. So, by the way, I'm sloppily placing that color all over. I'm just concentrating it more so on the outer corner. And then I switch a brush to make sure it's more deposited on the outer crease, and that's what I'm using. And so, same, I stuck with the bronzer. I didn't change anything up over there. And I'm doing these like inward pulling motions, but also like somewhat making like creating like a fake outer crease essentially. And so the pearlescence in the brown eyeshadow helps to get things moving because mattes can be extremely chalky at times. I am a bit spoiled in the sense of I do have and I do own palettes that are good quality for them, like, and so I don't even want to say for the most part because everything I use, by the way, I'm using Nude Sticks highlighter. This is one of my favorite highlighters to use, and I just drew it on my face a little bit, but then I go back in later on the other side of my face with with my finger, and I blend it in. I'm using a brush to blend it in, and when that didn't work, I went back in with my finger. I used a lot of fingers in this tutorial because I feel like the best result to get more skin-like, a flawless base is to use your fingers. Because again, like we're trying to achieve a my skin but better look. Looking back, I should have, and I looked to see if I had like, it looked like I like lost pigment somewhere underneath my eyes, so that's why I'm like messing with my under eyes over there. However, I have no idea what I was saying. Completely unhinged, completely freaking unhinged. Oh yeah, I was talking about the warmth of the fingers, and you'll hear every makeup person say this. By the way, I'm like doing that face with my lips just to make sure it's the color that I want, and then I went back in. You guys are gonna be like, what the heck, Shivani? You just said you freaking hated the parchment. Here's the thing. I liked this particular lip combo because it did give me the warmth of the parchment, but I also felt safe with the undertone of Ashton. And I think this is what I finally ended up on because I don't think I have wiped my lipstick off after this. But also, I don't know if you guys believe in this, but sometimes the way that you guys do your makeup, like the mood that you're in when you do your makeup reflects on how your makeup translates. I'm going in with 2 eyeliners. Ideally, you guys, I would not have wanted to use the NYX eyeliner. I would have stuck with Urban Decay Legend because that is a great waterline And you see me going in with the legend right now on my bottom lower lash line at first, and I'm just mapping out the color there and placing it there. And I actually had to stop filming after a certain point because I needed my mirror close to me when I was doing the top eyeliner. And black is a very harsh color, and it's a color that doesn't necessarily get removed that easily. Like, if I was to take like a makeup remover and go over anything, it would destroy my entire look. I would literally have to wash my face. So I'm tight lining my eyes, and the key to tight line is, one, to not be afraid, and two, the way that I explain tight lining, if anybody wants to do it on themselves, is if your eye is looking in the outer corner direction, work on the inner corner. So it's basically whatever way your eye is looking, look the opposite way so it doesn't make you tear up. I do this trick with my mom when I have to apply her eyeliner on her face. She only does her bottom eyeliner. But I'm always like, Mom, look the opposite way, look the opposite way. So it works for her, it works for me. So there's that. And essentially, I said I didn't want to go in with the NYX. Here's the thing, guys. I didn't replace my Kulfi Beauty eyeliner. I haven't been able to make it to Sephora. Like I said, I haven't really been feeling well for the past 2 weeks, ever since before like Navratri. I really haven't been feeling well, and I'm hoping to be on the tail end of it right now. And this is like a spontaneous video of mine that I just wanted to go ahead and post. The way that it looks right now, like, I could have called it a day. But with this NYX eyeliner, I don't know if it's the formulation. I don't know if it's the way that I apply it or the pressure. I just don't like it for my freaking eyes. I don't know why. And it's not like it's a bad company. Like, the blue eyeliner look, okay, do you see right there? It went a bit too, thick on that one part where I didn't need it to go so thick. It went thick. And this is the part where I literally stop and I finish up both my eyes, and then I'm showing you guys that it's done. But essentially, like, I don't know, you guys. And yes, you can see that part of my foundation is completely wiped off. I go back in with a brush. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking the black eyeshadow from the Carly Bible palette, and I'm taking a liner brush. In hindsight, I should have used a different brush. I should not have used a liner brush. I should have used a more fine detailed brush, which I do have, and I should have just buffed on the lower lash line. And I honestly should have buffed with a brown. You never, from my experience, unless you're doing a black smoky eye, like, you never, ever, ever buff with black. Don't do it. You're going to look like you got hit in the eye. Unless you're doing a black smoky eye and you're very confident in your technique and you've practiced it like a bunch of times, like, don't guys. Just don't. Like, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good. Trust me, your big sis is saving you from looking like you just got, like, out of a street fight. So, anyways, you have to be patient. And I'm also doing an extra step of setting my top eyeliner. And that is because I went in with the NYX. So I've noticed this where every time I go in with the NYX eye pencil, I cannot, like, it's not dark enough for me. Like, I can't get it to be as pigmented as I want it to be. By the way, Phoebe had a little bit of white in that inner corner, and adding that brightens up the crease. So I'm just going in with that, white, like that ivory shade-ish, a cream. It's not ivory, it's creamsicle. and just packing it on the inner eye. So the reason I do this after is because if there's any cover up or anything I need to brighten, the black is already on there. As you can see, I'm going in and I'm actually just like placing it all over that inner corner, and it just helps the look overall. And there's not, again, this look is not a look where it's blended. Some things that would have, I'm going in with two different foundations. I'm going with the Ilia Limitless Lengthening, and then I'm also going in with the um, Fenty Beauty and Hella Thick, and they're both black. I don't think lashes would have helped this look. I think it would have been better, but I don't think falsies would have helped it. And that's what I mean by lashes. Sorry guys. I mean falsies. I don't mean like mascara. Because I don't think my eyes would have been able to hold the way the eyeliner is placed, like that my eyes would not have been able to hold the lashes, and the look would have come out completely different. So this is where I'm going to be completely honest and tell you what I would have changed. I would have, first of all, yeah, there you see me. I'm going back in with that foundation brush because there was nothing there. I didn't get it on the highlight, so I didn't go back in with any highlight, but I would have started off with a very just thin waterline and slowly built as it goes. I would have been a bit more patient with my eyeliner, because the key is the more patient you are, the better the liner looks. And so I would have also, like, frankly speaking, I would have done my entire face first. If not my face, I would have at least done the top half of my eyeliner and then left the bottom half for later rather than doing it all together. I think that would have had a better result overall. But again, I was not sure if I even wanted to post, and if I wanted to do anything. I wasn't even sure I was going to film this thing, but I ended up doing it. So I don't regret that at all because it's a learning opportunity. And so there you see me going in with my mascara. I will go ahead and say it wore well through the rest of the day. After a while, it looked like my eyeliner did settle. And if you see me on my stories, it looks very normal almost. Right now, it looks super intense because it looks super, like I rimmed my, I mean, I did rim my entire eyeline with black eyeliner. But yes, that is that. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Have a great rest of the day, y'all. Bye.